All right, we are back with another pick'em video. It's actually the second video of the day. So if you haven't watched the first one, I dropped that really early at like 1 a.m. this morning. We did those plays over on Underdog just because they dropped the value a little bit earlier. They dropped the lines a little bit earlier. But if you don't have Underdog and you want to check that video out, definitely hit my link in the description. They'll match you up to 100 bucks. And also just Underdog's a little bit different than PrizePicks. They don't have Taco Tuesday, but they have flash sales. They give new users pretty much a free square when they first sign up. So yeah, check them out. Check that video out. But we're going over 6 totally different plays on PrizePicks on this one. We went over the video picks from last time in that video as well. Obviously, that Pelicans game was, that sucked, the blowout. Players played horrible in the Pelicans that we were going for. But the first game was awesome. The Pacers versus the Bucks, high-paced offense. Halliburton's the man. But yeah, let's jump into the video. If you're new to this, definitely go ahead and subscribe. We've been growing like crazy, almost at 5,000 subscribers. So, definitely hit that subscribe button. Road to 5,000 is very, very close to being over, and then we're going for 10K. But yeah, a lot of value on the board, ton of games. So let's get into it. The first 2 players I'm going to is going to be a weird one. We're going to have a little bit of fun with these picks just because, there's a lot of picks on the board, and we already dropped the video. Kind of the second look here, but we're going to go to Joel Embiid. And I'm not going over I'm not going over his points or anything like that. He's got a great matchup in Atlanta. I'm going under his 7.0 assists. Does that just seem high to anyone else? I saw that and I was like 7.0. That's ridiculous. And I know he's been diming a little bit. No, obviously no Harden this year, but I'm still going under the 7.0 assists. He's averaging 6.6 on the season, but he doesn't usually do that. That's more than 2 more assists than any other year he's ever had. Last year he had 4.2. That was his best. Now he's at 6.6. I don't know if that's withstandable, if he's going to be doing that for the rest of this year. But 7.0 just sounds like a lot. He needs to get 8 to hurt us. And I will say he's been doing that a decent amount. It's definitely still favoring the under here. But let's just check out his page, kind of see what he's been doing so far, and kind of go at it from that angle. We do see that a lot of sportsbooks are going to be at the 6.5 line. Some of them are going to be at 7.5 and very ridiculously favoring the under. So FanDuel's got this at, I think this is FanDuel, or DraftKings or whatever, has got this at 6.5. If we go to the under 7.5, it's minus 200 odds. So obviously ridiculous probability to go under this. They're very much favoring this as a push, which is why we're seeing it at 7.0 on PrizePicks. But he's gone under this in 7 to 12 games. So, just seeing the line looked high. Looking into the stats so far this year, it is high. He's gone under in 7 to 12 games. He's gotten 7 a decent amount of times, so those would be pushes for us. But again, against this Atlanta team, it's definitely a good spot for teams overall. To centers, though, if you want to look into the specific position-wise, I don't really look too much into it unless it's centers. I think that's especially a true center like Embiid. They don't give up a whole bunch of assists to centers, so that's a good stat, a data point for us. And then the head-to-head, he's played him once this year. He did get over there with 8 in a 126 to 116 victory for Philadelphia. No Trae Young in this one, so it could be a blowout, maybe less minutes for Embiid. So I'm really liking this, and the odds jams also liking this. Other sports books are liking this line as well. We talked about his line either being at 6.5, which is lower than 7, or if it's at 7.5, it's ridiculously juiced to go under there. Let's go to Embiid. Go find his line. And updating or something. What's going on here? Yeah, so we see a few of his lines, points and rebounds. It's a big under day. I'll show you that in a second too. But any star that I wanted to bet on, the odds were favoring the under. So I think people are excited. They're probably going in betting all the overs on the superstars, and it's making the unders, actually the value points. So I don't like to go against value. I'm not going to be going over points and rebounds here, but I'm not going to be going under either. I think Embiid could have a great game. But his assist right here, 7.0, is the under, 52.87% chance of hit. FanDuel's right here, got it at 6.5 for a minus 200. We saw that. DraftKings at 6.5 is a plus 114 to go under. Pinnacle, which is the sharpest sportsbook out there, or known as it, is got it 6.5. All these other guys got him at 6.5, and it's about even almost to go under. So they're definitely favoring a little bit the over on the 6.5, but the under 7.5 is ridiculously favored. So I think it's a little bit, it's probably like a 6.7 line. And we're getting it at 7.0. So really going to attack the under here. Going to go to RotoWire. Also, any of these tools I'm using, guys, this is Outlier. This just kind of shows you very visually what they've been doing this year, their matchups. You can do the minutes and change it throughout that way. You can do games without players. There's no injury news in this one except Trae Young's out for the Hawks. But you can do injury without players. You can do with players. RotoWire is awesome. Not FanDuel. OddsJam is super good, and just being able to see where the value is at, where the real value is at on the board. I use this now for not only fantasy, but I use it for like sports betting in general, for using the positive EV tool. But for pick'em sites like PrizePicks, Underdog, all those other things, all these are like integrated with OddsJam. Use the fantasy optimizer. It lets you see like what other sportsbooks are saying, and you can get value it. So if you're doing a 6-man flex or even a 5-man flex is also minus 119 odds, you're getting minus 119 individual odds for each play. And if I can take, Embiid under 7 assists at 119, when other sportsbooks, I guess this is a bad example, but if I can take Embiid 44.5 under, that's another bad example, whatever. You can see the odds in like where the other sportsbooks have them, and it's got a great calculator to decide like what your percentage chance to hit, and whatnot. Really cool tools. RotoWire is another one. About to go use that. We can go in and see this is a completely free tool. Literally like going to any other website. It won't be like that forever. And when it does become a paid program, I hope you guys use my code to get an extra 2 days free trial, and just let them know that I sent you that way. But yeah, this is another tool. It's got projection models, and you can see the prediction, just like kind of where they're leaning more or less. The pick'em sites where they got them at. Sportsbooks, you can see are they over or under this line. You can see RotoWire projection, and you can see the hit rate also, all in one place, which is nice to see. So little plug there. But let's go into Joel, see what they're thinking about it today. And they also are on the under here. We can go to RotoWire projections for Joel Embiid, and we see his assist line at 7.0. They're projecting 6.19. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. I think 8 hurts us if he gets there. Congratulations, Embiid. You beat the odds in my eyes. But yeah, really liking Embiid under. And the reason I said at the beginning that this is like a combo one is because we're going to go to Tyrese Maxey, and we're going to go to his assists over. So 6.5 assists over. I think they're going to score a lot of points on this Atlanta team, but God, I just think that Embiid line's too high, and this Maxey line has some value on the over. So let's go ahead and attack that. They also correlate really well. So if Maxey goes over, probably Embiid goes under. Let's go find Maxey, see what he's been up to this year. And we see that his line, 6.5. He's gone over this in 53% of the games. The no-vig odds are minus 162 to go over this, which really like to see. And that's a 53% hit rate on the year. And against Atlanta, it's kind of interesting. They both got 8 last time. So they both technically did go over last time. But I think Maxey's in a great spot to go over again. Again, we talked about Embiid too much already. But yeah, liking this combo. 29th in terms of assists allowed. We saw this drops to 5th ranked to centers, but to point guards it stays up 28th around 10 assists a game. So I like this Maxey spot. Let's go see on OddsJam kind of what they are thinking. And let's find Maxey real quick. Kind of see that this is a nice correlation bet for us. And his top bet right now is over that 6.5 line, 53.66% chance to hit. Other sportsbooks are loving this. Pinnacle's got this at minus 160, guys. That's ridiculous juice from the best. I don't even know if juice is the right word, but I say it. It's the best odds right here on Pinnacle, minus 160. They're very heavily favoring this to go over 6.5, and they're the sharpest sportsbook out there. FanDuel's got this at minus 142. Everyone's favoring this line, and it's great correlation. So those are our first 2 plays. Let's move along. Again, going to get you 6 plays. You don't have to match each and every one of them. You can mix and match. You can take maybe just you want this combo. You like the combo. Or if you like, 2 of these other guys that I'm trying to talk about. You don't always have to do the 6 picks. It's hard to win 6 picks. So if you're thinking, they never win over here, it's because I always give 6 picks. And, 5 or 6 is very solid too, especially if you're correlating that with, if you're doing 2-mans and 3-mans. Yeah, that's how you got to do it. But let's go to our next guy. And we're going chronologically here. That game's at 7 o'clock. Let's go to Claxton. I think he's going to have a great game. I'm going to go to his fantasy score at 33.5. It's because I wanted to go to his 2.5 blocks and steals. They don't have it here. It's kind of just over that. It's like minus 140 odds typically where I'm seeing it. But I think he can get a lot of blocks and steals in these guys. And I think he has the opportunity to score. It's against the Wizards. Score, rebound, assist, everything against the Wizards is always good. So let's go find Nicholas Claxton. We're just going to do his PRA, and then I'll show you his blocks and steals because that's big for that is for fantasy score as well. Points, rebounds, assists. So we do see it's juiced on the. I keep saying juiced. It's good odds to go over this, -127. Love to see that. DVIG odds are -175. So like that one looks solid for me. The only problem is he's gone over in 3 of 11 games on the PRA. But again, very, very good matchup for him. 30th, 30th, 30th across the board in terms of rankings. To center specifically, this drops to assists, but that's fine. Still 30th in points and rebounds. The Wizards, again, I always say, are one of the worst teams we've seen in a few years. So again, I think he's going to have a great day. The PRA doesn't look amazing, but odds are very much liking it, and I think he could have a really good day against these guys. And then the steals and blocks is where I really wanted to go. Yeah, this is around -142, so it's just too good of odds. That's not coming up on PrizePicks, but he's been crushing this line. 8 of 11 games he's gone over this, getting as much as 5 stocks, 3 steals, and 2 blocks in this game. And he played these guys once already. Yeah, so I forgot to mention this. They played back on the 12th of November. He had 4 blocks, and his PRA was 25. So he went over in both those categories. So if he gets those, he'll crush his fantasy score. Unfortunately, you can't see the fantasy score on OddsJam, but we can do it on RotoWire, kind of see what their projection is. If you don't know what RotoWire is, too, if you're on fantasy sports, it's usually like the blurb you see, like, oh, Trae Young's out tonight, and you get that little notification on your fantasy app. That's a little blurb. Usually RotoWire is like the people writing that, and they have a lot of projection models and everything. So let's go to, where are we going? Claxton. And we see that his fantasy score, we got him at 33.5. They're projecting 36.14. Absolutely love to see that. So yeah, Claxton's going to be our third play. Really, really like this spot for him. Moving along here, though, going over here. Moving along, staying in chronological order, we're going to go to an 8 o'clock game, and we're going to go to Desmond Bane. I'm going to go under his 5.5 assists. Seeing some value here on Desmond Bane. He's been playing a little bit better. He was kind of in a slump. And Memphis is just horrible. But going up against Minnesota, very, very good matchup to go under. They got a great defense down there with the Stifle Tower and Karl-Anthony Towns. But let's open up Bane's page real quick. Desmond Bane. And we'll go to his 5.5 assists. He's gone under this in 65% of the games. DVIG odds are crazy, guys. When you're taking out the sportsbook advantage, we're getting the DVIG odds on all of these. I didn't even try to plan that, but that's what's looking like it's happening. So -140 DVIG odds is crazy. He's gone under this in 13 to 20 games, so absolutely love to see that. And then the matchup's great too. 4th ranked in terms of assists allowed, 24.3 assists per game. And he's played these guys a few times in his career. I think once or twice this year. Once this year. He's gone under and never gone over against these guys. He had 4 back on the 26th, so just a couple weeks ago against Minnesota. I think this continues. Memphis is not doing very well. The spread is 5.5, so maybe could be a blowout. That'd be great. But if not, I think he still could get there for us. Looks like there was a blowout last time they played. And yeah, great matchup, great history so far. And the odds are liking it as well. Let's go to Desmond Bane, see what he's been doing so far this year. Compare it to other sports books to see if we're getting value. That's you always got to attack the value. And we do see his assist line is the best line up here. 53.68% chance to hit. -118 on FanDuel. So they're not loving it as much as the other guys. -140 on BetMGM. Love to look at Pinnacle whenever they have a line, -139. So everyone's favoring this to go under. And we saw, with the matchup and everything else, it looks good as well. Curious to see what RotoWire is. Didn't actually look, but we got his assist right here. So they're pretty much predicting 5.5. They're at 5.45. That is technically under though. So another little data point we can go off of. But yeah, really, really liking this spot for Desmond Bane. In terms of injuries, I don't think there's any injuries in any of the games I've been looking at. Obviously, the Grizzlies have had injuries all year, but nothing new. Also, Ja's coming back soon. I think they played, 20 games this year? Ja will be back in 6 games. That'll be interesting, assuming he's in shape and everything. But yeah, not a lot of injury news in terms of the games I've been going over. I'll actually go over the RotoWire daily lineups after I get my picks, if you want to stay for that and kind of get my 2 cents on the injury news. But we talked about no Trae Young in that Sixers game, but that's the only thing. So that's our 4th pick, Desmond Bane under 5.5 assists. Going to continue moving on here. And we got Max Strus. Going to go to Max Strus. I think it's going to be a Max Strus day. There is injury news on this one. I think there's going to be no Evan Mobley. I guess I should go over to RotoWire for this one. I think there's going to be no Evan Mobley here because let's go to Cleveland. Looks like they're giving him a game time decision. I could probably refresh this. I don't know if he's been ruled out yet, but he didn't participate in practice. That's why if you just click on this, you can see questionable, wasn't present at practice. To me, that sounds like he's not playing, trending in the wrong direction. So if he doesn't play, that's just another boost, more shot opportunities for Strus. But Strus gets his job done even with Mobley in the lineup. He's been starting. I think the bigger news is no Karis LeVert. So no Karis LeVert off the bench. I think Max Strus is going to get a decent amount of run. They're projecting about 35 minutes for him. So looking really good on the injury news here. But let's go check out his page. Should probably show you guys what I'm actually doing. I'm doing his 17.5 points and assist line. I'm going to go over this, and let's kind of check him out. Let's go to Strus on Outlier, find him here. Again, guys, if you don't have these and you want to try them out, it's a free trial, full week free trial to check these guys out. 57% of the games he's gone over this in 12 of 21, so love to see that. He's really crushed this line in a few of these. Had a great beginning of the year. Just that first game, had a 27 piece. And then been very consistently solid. So right around this line, 57% is definitely not bad. In terms of the head-to-head, hasn't got there. Played these guys once and really had a stinker. The whole team did. But, again, if they got blown out last time, it shouldn't happen again this time just based on odds. So should you see a fun one. They're also missing, Harrow. They're missing Bam. So he doesn't have to deal with going into Bam. He's probably going to be going into, if he's driving, on Orlando Robinson or something as their backup center, I want to say. So it's not Bam down there. Tyler Hero's not going to go off. Should be a nice close game for Cleveland and Miami here. Cleveland's actually favored here at -1.5. So should get the minutes, should get the run, and really, really solid spot for him here. In terms of the matchup, again, these are kind of skewed because there's no Bam, there's no Harrow. I think Bam's probably the bigger one here. But yeah, shouldn't be anything crazy. Oh, and then we wanted to go to games without Mobley. I guess we want to go to games without LeVert because that'll probably give us a better sample size. So gone over in 3 straight games without LeVert, 3 of 5 on the season. Without Mobley, I don't know if he's missed a game yet. Yeah, Mobley and both of them haven't missed a game, but I think I like it. If we look at the per 36 minutes stats for Strus without, I already took out Mobley. I guess we could take out LeVert too. But I don't know. Well, we'll just take out Mobley just because LeVert's been out for a little bit. We see that Strus, 163 minutes without Mobley, is averaging 19.2 points. So love to see that just right off the bat. And assists is at 3.3. Again, this is per 36 minutes, but he's projected to get 35. So definitely a solid spot for him. Projections are loving it. We can actually just go to RotoWire. I probably should have just done that and see what his projections is. And we see points and rebounds. They're projecting, no, we got points and assists. They're projecting 19. And we got it at 17.5. So everything checking out. Last stop here will be Odds Jam. Kind of see what the sports books are saying. Go to Strus. Go ahead and apply that. And we got him at, so they got a few more lines are popping up. Rebounds over, 4.5 rebounds. If you want to just take that, I wouldn't blame you. 53.23% chance to hit. Definitely not bad there. Points, you could just go over his points at 13.5. That looks like a solid one too. But his points and rebounds here is the one I'm going to go with. 52.31% chance to hit. A lot of sports books have this at 18.5. All of these correlate, so not bad at all. I think Strus just could have a good game, especially if Mobley sits. If he doesn't sit, though, it doesn't hurt him for sure. So that's going to be our 5th pick. And then going to get you guys the 6th pick. Again, don't have to take all 6. But if you want to, go ahead. And if you don't, mix and match. Make a 4-man, make a 2-man, or whatever you want to do. Ooh, no. We got the Maxey line just got bumped. All right, that stinks. So it looks like you're getting 5 plays. Because I don't like playing bumps. I got this in at 6.5. The exclusive members in the Discord also got this in at 6.5. If you want to check out the Discord, it's free to join. There's an exclusive section where I send out all my slips, and you get the video picks early. But yeah, unfortunate there. Just take out Maxey. I don't want to take too much time to look into that 7.0 line. But let's go to our last play here. Going to go to Kyrie Irving. This is not going to be a popular one. Going to go to Kyrie Irving under 30.5 points and rebounds here. Going under against the Portland Trailblazers. And I kind of have a theory on this one. He's gone under in a bunch of these games. It's not just that, but Kyrie Irving line at 30.5, he can score that easily. But he hasn't been scoring as much this year as he has been in the past. This is at 30.5. We can get this at, we're at 30.5 on PrizePicks, or is this the wrong line? Yeah, sorry, I'm at points and rebounds. 30.5 right here. Again, we're going under this. -120 odds. Gone under in 11-16 games, so really has been going under this. I'm going to say a 70% rate. In the games he's gone over, so let's look at these teams. The Clippers, good team, great team. The Pelicans, good team, great team. Milwaukee, great team. Lakers, great team, plays against LeBron. And then the Clippers again, great team. So it looks like the 5 games he's gone over, he's been playing really good teams. This Portland team is not a good team, and dealing with injuries and everything like that. They're young and all that stuff. Looks like even Malcolm Brogdon and Aiden are game time decisions. Jeremy Grant's out. A lot of these guys are out, injured, bad team anyway. So maybe my thought process here is maybe he takes a little back seat. Luka does some Luka magic, goes for like a 40 piece, and Kyrie kind of takes a seat. Hopefully they blow these guys out. -8.5 spread. That's kind of my thought process on this, on top of the fact that he just hasn't been hitting this line anyway. But let's go to Odds Jam, see what other sports books are saying about him. You got Kyrie. Go ahead and apply that. And so it looks like, again, we got a few options here. Looks like they like the over on the rebound or the assist line and the rebounds line at 4.5. That must mean that we're getting some sort of bump when you combine the two. I don't mind this assist line if you want to go to that. I think he could be passing the ball, could be passing. I think the points line carries our points and rebounds. 30.0 is what we're going with. On the under, 52.62% chance to hit. FanDuel's already got this at 29.5. Sportsbook's got this at -130, -125, -127. So they're definitely favoring the under as well. And again, he's been going under. I like the under just because that's what it sounds like in my head when I think about this game. That's what I see happening. And then Kyrie Irving on RotoWire. We do see that points and assists line, or points and rebounds line. I keep saying points and rebounds line. They're projecting 25.82. So they're liking it. RotoWire's liking it as well. Just another data point to go off of. But yeah, that's 6 more plays, or I guess it's 5 more plays because Maxey got bumped there. But it's unfortunate. Let's go over them real quick, and then I'll go into some injury news. This is going to be a long video, but hopefully you guys enjoy it. Joel Embiid, under 7 assists. We were going to couple that with 6.5 for Maxey over, but that got bumped while we were making the video, unfortunately, so we took that one off. Claxton, over 33.5 fantasy score. Great spot against Washington here for him. Blocks and steals are awesome commodity too. If that comes up at 2.5, I think I just take that line. Desmond Bane, under 5.5 assists. Tough matchup for him against Minnesota. Has never gone over that in his career against Minnesota. Max Strus, over 17.5 points and assists. Potentially no Mobley. Could be a huge boost there. Maybe not a huge boost, but maybe the bigger boost is no LeVert and no Mobley. He should get a ton of run, and it's a close spread, so it should be a fun one. Kyrie Irving, under 30.5 points and rebounds. We just talked about him. Hopefully he takes a back seat. Luka does his thing. Tim Hardaway Jr. is doing his thing. And Kyrie pretty much only goes over this line against good teams. So that's our 5 picks. Did say I was going to go over some injury news. Let's kind of just walk through the game so far today. Ton of games, literally 13 of them. Detroit, no Duren today. So I think that you could potentially attack. Bagley is the guy I wanted to attack. He's not on the board right now. But Isaiah Stewart probably gets a bump here. Bogdanovich is back, playing his 3rd game back, so that's an interesting one. But definitely some rebound lines for Duren being out. For Stewart, I think is a good move for sure. Maybe even Wiseman if he pops up. Orlando, they got a bunch of guys out too. I think could be a great Palo game, just with no Suggs and no Fultz and no Carter and all these guys are out. Isaac's out again. But yeah, could be a good spot for Franz. Could be like an Anthony Black game. Cole Anthony, something like that. Could definitely attack those guys. Atlanta, again, no Trae Young. The biggest boost here, I think, is Saddiq Bey. I don't know if he's on the board. Didn't really look too much into it. That's what I'm about to do for the next couple hours here. But Saddiq Bey could be huge today. DeJounte Murray always plays well without Trae. But the only thing is it's a tough matchup against Philly. They might crush them. Toronto, we talked about Philly, no injuries. Toronto here, no injuries. Charlotte, still no LaMelo Ball. I think Brandon Miller gets the biggest boost. He's gone over his PRA and I think fantasy score in all 3 of the games without LaMelo. Rozier obviously gets a huge boost here as well. And then Mark Williams, game time decision. He might not play, which would be huge for Nick Richards. So if you see any of those guys popping up on the board, I don't mind attacking them, especially if you had Odds Jam and use the RotoWire projection. It's free to check those lines out. No Knicks and Boston news. That's awesome. Totally healthy game here. Porzingis is back in the lineup. So yeah, should be a fun game to watch here. Washington versus Brooklyn. Washington's just so bad. Brooklyn here, they don't know Ben Simmons, no Lonnie Walker. Ben Simmons has been out for a while. We kind of talked about this game. But yeah, Nick Claxton hopefully eats against Washington. Cleveland, no LeVert, potentially no Mobley. I don't think Mobley's going to play. This game time decision tag, I think it's going to go to doubtful, and then he'll sit. Big Max Strus game, I think. For Miami, though, No Tyler Hero, no Bam. Again, if this thing stays close, I think Kyle Lowry probably is a solid move for you. Caleb Martin could have a great game. Jimmy, you never know if he's going to go off or do nothing, so it's hard to bet on him. But I think Lowry and Caleb Martin probably get solid boosts there. For Golden State, Chris Paul and Gary Payton. Interesting. Chris Paul game time decision. Questionable late addition to the injury report, so bad sign. So he might not play. Haven't looked into that at all. But if he doesn't play, obviously that might mean a few more minutes for some bench guys. I'm curious just to see the on-off court stats here. Yeah, Moses Moody gets like the biggest usage boost. Draymond obviously might get a few assists. I saw Draymond point or PRA popping up in terms of a good bet, so that could be a good move for sure. And against OKC, this could be another fun matchup. We attacked Steph early in the earlier video. Again, if you haven't watched that earlier video, go check that out. It's on Underdog. A lot of those lines have bumped, but if you want to just listen to me talk, you can go do that. Shea, Giddey, all these guys are healthy. OKC is healthy. Minnesota, nothing crazy there. McDaniel's out. Memphis, we talked about their injuries. They're missing everyone. Should be a tough spot for Desmond Bane's assist line, hopefully. Chicago, Caruso looks like he's probable. Zach LaVine's going to be out for a few more weeks. Vucevic has been getting a big boost. Obviously, DeMar, Kobe White's been getting a solid boost as well. No San Antonio news. Houston, not much news there. I love Sengun today. I'm going to be watching Sengun versus Jokic for sure. I've been calling Alperen Sengun Jokic light. I love when they play each other. This will be their fourth matchup, too. Sacramento, nothing crazy there. Phoenix, Beal's been out for the entire year. Ooh, Durant is out. So it could be a huge Devin Booker game. Eric Gordon, too. Always like to go to Eric Gordon on these spots. Yeah, looks like he gets a huge boost. I'll probably be telling you right now, I'm going to be probably going to Eric Gordon's points and assists. That's just what you do when Durant or Booker are out. He's going to be getting a ton of shots up. So I like Eric Gordon there. Nurkic maybe too. Dallas, no Grant Williams. Interesting. Has he been injured? I haven't been keeping up with my Mavericks news. Seth Curry gets a boost. I could look more into this game. Didn't know Grant was out. Portland, again, hopefully Mavericks just smack this team. Kyrie doesn't have to do much. And yeah, this team's just, I don't even know who this is. Duop Reith. Literally never heard of that man in my life. And then Clippers. Plumlee's still out. Utah. Markkanen's still out. Hopefully these Clarkson and Olynyk play. With Markkanen out, Keontae George is beginning a ton of run. In terms of, or I guess not projected minutes. I wanted to see on-off court stats. Who's getting the biggest boost here? Yeah, John Collins. Obviously that makes sense as well. Getting a huge boost here as well. So yeah, long video today. Hopefully you guys got some value out of it. But yeah, ton of good value on the board today. I'll be in the Discord, even on the free part of it. We're brand new, so I'm in the free part, the free chat. Hit me up with questions. Hit me up with just go in there and chat. We talk during the games. If you want to join the exclusive channel, get access to all my slips, go ahead and try that. I think there's a free trial. I still don't really know. I have the toggle on for a free trial. It'd be a 7-day free trial. You can go in there, see if it's for you or not for you. But support seems to think like it's working. Some people were saying it's not working. You can try it. If it's not, just hit me up in the DMs or something like that. But yeah, guys, that's 5 more plays for you. Unfortunately, Max got taken off the board. Ton of basketball. It's Friday night. Let's have some fun. Let's make some money. And peace out.